Hello everyone, welcome to Study Online and welcome to Python Full Stack Batch. Today happens to be the day 3 demo class. Let me just share you the notes. Are you people able to see the notes? Not notes. Python Full Stack December batch, day 1. Let me just quickly recap whatever I have done. I'll not take much time. I have just told the applications of Python, where exactly Python will be used. Sir, in this course, what things you will be covering, sir? If you learn core Python, advanced Python, trust me, easily you can go in the field of AI, ML, DS, as well as testing, as well as application development, neural network, networking, robotics. Sir, what about web development, sir? Along with Python, if you learn Django REST API, whatever I'll be doing in the class, along with 6 real-time project, trust me, you'll be able to go in this field. So about gaming applications, sir, along with the core Python, advanced Python knowledge, you have to learn something that is gaming related things. Then you can just go in that field. Sir, what, sir? You have designed the content in such a way that they can go in any of the field. That's purely up to your wish. Is that fine? Who invented Python? You know that when Python got introduced to the market. Let me just close day 1. Let me just open day 2. When it comes to day 2, I have just given the introduction to ML, DS, as well as AI, and features of Python is what I have told. I was discussing about the features of Python. It's very simple and easy to learn when compared to other programming language, and it's freely downloadable. I tell you how to download Python in today's class. It's a high-level programming language. It's a platform dependent. It's a hybrid programming language. We can embed Python with any of the programming language that is there in the market. It is procedural oriented as well as very important point, object oriented. Next, it is portable. It is having extensive built-in libraries, and Python is dynamically typed programming language. I hope this much is clear for everyone. Please be very frank with me. Fine. I'll respect for honesty. Fine. Don't lie. Fine. If it is a very difficult situation, also don't lie. Is the screen is visible or not visible? Yes, please do respond. Is it visible, the screen? I think one person is telling I'm not able to see the screen. I hope it's visible, right? Yes, there might be some. Yes, I'll explain. Every point I'll explain. You don't worry about that. Is that fine? I was explaining about the first point. First point is what I have taken. And sir, what you have explained, sir. Don't you think when compared to other programming language, Python is very simple? Yes or no? Python is very simple. And let's take one more example for that. Let's take one more example. I would like to create a new file. First, are you able to access the notes? Sir, which laptop you're using? It's too good in condition. I'm not using a 2 lakh or 3 lakh laptop. It's a moderate amount laptop that I'm using. Okay, cool. Let me just come back to day 3. Okay, hope that it's visible for everyone. Is that visible, guys? Is the screen is visible for everyone? Okay, great. Let's take very simple requirement, and you people should tell me whether it is possible in programming language or not. Fine. A simple program. I'm not going to take a very difficult program. Just to show that how simple is Python. Assume that there is a variable called as a. Sir, what is variable? When time comes, I will tell. But as of now, just an example. Fine. I take a variable called as a. Within that, I would like to store 10. I would like to store 10. Next, I would like to take a variable called as b. Within that, assume that I would like to store 20. Now, what is that I'm expecting from a programming? You might be using Java, you might be using Python, a simple program. What you should do, if you ask me, just a minute. Okay. How many of them understood the question? Yes or no in the chat box. Are you able to understand the question? Please do respond. I'll not speak anything. Are you able to understand the question? No, no. Write a program. WAP means from now onwards you have to understand. Write a program to swap two numbers using Java and Python. That means what is the input that you'll be giving if you ask me? This is what the input that you'll be giving. That means this was the input that you should take. Sir, what should be the output, sir? Output should look like this. What is there in B, guys? Could you people please tell me the number? What is there in B? 20. Swap means exchange. That's it. Is that clear, guys? That 20 should come and sit in A. What is there in A? What was there in A? 10. 10 should come and sit in B. That's it. Now tell me, Are you able to understand the requirement? Yes or no in the chat box. It's a pretty simple requirement, right? Pretty simple requirement. In order to do this, there are 5 to 6 ways. I'm aware of 5 to 6 ways of doing the task. Sir, what sir? 5 to 6 ways is there to exchange the number on, sir? Yes. Among that, let's take a very simple and direct approach. What you have to do? It's best example, guys. Assume that Sandesh is having what I can take. Let's take a mobile phone. Assume that I'm having OnePlus. Fine. Sandesh is having OnePlus mobile phone. It might be any brand. Assume that. Let's take Bhavya. Bhavya is having iPhone. Assume that Bhavya is having iPhone. Now, what should happen if you ask me? If you send this input, iPhone should come and sit within Sandesh. OnePlus should come and sit in Bhavya. In order to do that, don't you think we can take one external person help? Yes or no? We can take one external person. Assume that I'll consider Suhas. First, what I'll do, whatever that is there within Sandesh, I'll give it to Suhas. Now tell me, Sandesh is having any data or any phone? Yes or no? Please do respond. Do you think Sandesh is having any data? No. That means whatever Bhavya is having, I'll give it to Sandesh. Why? Because Sandesh is having empty data. Now Bhavya is having empty data. Whatever that was there with Suhas, I'll give it to Bhavya. Now tell me, is the problem resolved? Is the question understood? That means the swapping happened. Same here also. What I will do if you ask me, let me just go back to the whiteboard. I hope everybody are able to see the whiteboard. Here, what I'll do, I'll just go with the next one. You people should tell me, guys. No one I'm telling. I'll just take the data, input as well as output I have taken. Using one more external variable, I'm going to give you the solution. Okay, sir, how the solution you'll give, sir? You should tell me whether you're able to understand or not. Okay, great. Within a variable called as A, please be very quick so that I can just wind up the things. What is there? 10 is there. Within a variable called as B, what is there? 20 is there. I want the SWAT data. That's it. That's what I'm expecting. Now what I'll do, I'll take one more variable. Sir, what is the variable name, sir? I'll take a variable called as C. Within this variable, initially, nothing will be there. Nothing will be there. Now what I'll do, first step, 10 should go and sit within C. That is what I'll do. This is the first step, number one. Next, sir, what about second step, sir? If I do that, 10 will come and sit here. Please do respond yes or no. 10 will come and sit. Here, nothing will be there. Next, what I'll do, A is empty right now. A is empty right now. That's the reason what I'll do. Whatever that is there in B, I'll pass it to A. This is my second step. Second step. Let me just write in the black color. Okay, great. Now what will happen? 20 will come and sit within A. I hope it's clear for everyone. Let me write it here. 20 will come and sit. Please observe properly. And next what, sir? 20 is there within A. Guys, I'll be writing above so that you will be able to understand. Next, if you give 20, don't think here nothing will be there. Nothing will be there here. Now, third step is pretty simple. Whatever that is there in C, you please give it to B. That's it. Here, 10 will come and check. At last, you print A and B. That's it. Before swapping, you print A and B, 10, 20. After swapping, you print A and B. It will be 20, 10. How many of them understood this step? Yes or no? Guys, there are so many steps, but this is the simplest way so that you will be able to understand. As right now, I'm not teaching how to swap a number. I'm just here to teach the difference between Python and Java, how exactly the things will work in Python, how exactly the things will work in Java. That's what I'm going to teach. Now, directly I'll go to Java compiler. Just give me a minute. I hope I haven't executed any Java code. Now, let me just go back to the browser. Are you people able to see the browser? Yes or no in the chat box? I'll just Java compiler, online Java compiler. You can write the Java code, you can get the output. Same. When it comes to Python also, I'll be using Python compiler, but in the actual class, I'll be teaching every editor. Now what I'll do, I would like to remove everything. I'd like to remove this. Here, I'll just tell main. Sir, what is this Java code? You don't worry about Java code. As of now, you don't worry about Java code. So please concentrate on the logic, whatever I'll be teaching. Logic is also not a very big deal. If you're not able to understand the Java logic, whatever I'm writing, don't worry. Why? Because you're not here to learn Java, you're here to learn Python. Initially, I have to declare the variable called as A, called as B. Simply, you cannot declare the variable in Java, and simply you cannot assign the data. See here, within A 10, within B 20, you cannot assign. You have to put semicolon, and when it comes to Java, you have to tell the type of data that is there in the variable. See here, integer data. See here, integer data. Guys, no one I'm telling, if you're not able to understand Java, don't worry. You're here to learn Python. Just see how the things will be there in Java. Okay, now I'm gonna print the data on the console. So how to print in Java, sir? We have to just tell system dot out dot print or println. I want the data to be printed one after the other. That is first line. Second line, I want the data. Let me just copy this, paste it. Till here, is there any doubt? Please do respond yes or no in the chat box. Till here, is there any doubt? No. Okay. That is before printing the data, it will be that is before swapping the data, it will be 10 and 20. Now what I'll do, I'll take a variable. Sir, what is the variable name, sir? I'll take a variable called as C. Initially, it is not having any data. That's the reason like this I'm doing. Now you please tell me what should be given for what? Look at the diagram number 1 and tell me the answer. What should be given for what? What is the first step? Whatever that is there in A, we have to give it to C. Yes or no? Please do respond. Whatever there in A, we have to give it to C. Same thing is what I'm going to do right now. Whatever there in A, always the assignment will happen from RHS to LHS, right hand side to left hand side. Whatever there is there in A, please comment it in variable called as C. Now please tell me, if I print C, I'll not do that. If I print C, what will be the output? We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. If I print C, what will be the output? I think an answer. What will be the output? 10. Very good. Now what I'll do, A is empty. That's the reason. Whatever that is there in B, I would like to store within a variable called as A. Now B will be empty. That's the reason what I do. I know C is holding 10. I'll give it to B. How many of them understood? Step 1, step 2, step 3. I have written. This is step 1. This is step number 2. This is step number 3. Is that clear for everyone? Yes, please do respond. Is that clear? Now, after swapping, I'm going to print the number. Let me just remove the unwanted lines. Okay, let it be there like this itself. Now, if I run, are able to observe, initially I passed 10, 20. Later, the data got swapped and I'm getting 20, 10. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond yes or no in the chat box. I want you to respond. Now, what I'll do, 2 box I'll put, 2 box. First one is for Java code. Second one is for Python code. When it comes to Java code, I'll just paste the program. When it comes to Java, where is the program? Yes, complete program I have copied. I'll paste it here. Let me just reduce the font size even more. Is the font is visible for everyone? Yes, please do respond. Is the font is visible? I hope it's visible, right? Yeah, great. This is a Java code. Now, when it comes to Python, how these things will happen, sir? If you ask me, it's pretty simple, guys. Trust me, when it comes to Python, you need not to think so much. It's pretty simple. You know the logic, right? What has to be done? When it comes to Python, you need not to take an external variable like this. You need not to take an external variable. Sir, what we should do, sir? You tell me, do we need to create a main method? Sorry, class in Python? Not required. Do we need to create a main method in Python? Not required. Do we need to declare a variable? Yes, I'll declare a variable called as A. Within A, what should be stored? You tell me the answer. Within A, what should be stored? 10 should be stored. Similarly, within B, what should be stored? 20 should be stored. Sir, what, sir? You're not writing any type of the data. That's not required in Python. That's how Python has been designed. One more beauty of Python. You can store the data in a single line. Sir, how, sir? Like this. You tell A, comma B. Within A, 10 will go on check. Within B, 20 will go on check. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond yes or no in the chat box. Is that clear? Next, when it comes to printing the data, I'll print A and we can print multiple data. I'll print A comma B. You want swapping, right? You want swapping, right? You tell me whatever there in A should go to B, right? Always the assignment will happen from RHS to LHS. I hope that much amount of knowledge everybody are having. That's the reason what I'll do. Whatever there is here in A, I'll give it to B. I'll give it to B. How many of them understood? Yes or no? Please do respond. Whatever there in A, please give it to B. Are you able to understand? Please do respond. Similarly, I'll do one thing. Whatever there in B, you please give it to A. That's it. Always the assignment will happen from RHS to LHS. Sir, what sir? This much. Yes, that's it. Whatever there is there in AB, it will go and sit within a variable called as BA. Once after doing that, I would like to print the data. Sir, will this work? 100% will work. Let me just copy this. As I'm just showing the ease of Python. How simple is Python when compared to other programming languages, what I'm showing. Now, I would like to go back to the browser. In the browser only I'll execute. Maybe in the upcoming class, I'll be telling you how to install Python, all those things I'll be teaching. Every editor that is there in the market, I'll teach. I'll just tell Python compiler. Let me just click on this. I hope you're able to see the compiler. Let me just paste it. If I run the code, you please tell me, did I get the same output? Yes or no in the chat box. Did I get the same output? I want your response. Now tell me, as I know, I have taken a very simple example so that you people should understand. Which one is very simple when compared to Java and Python? Which one is very easy to understand? You tell me the answer. 100% is none other than Python. I hope it's clear for everyone. Now just do one thing. Take the screenshot of diagram number 1. Just a minute, I'll just highlight this. Yeah. Take the screenshot of diagram number 1. Please be very quick. I hope you would have taken the screenshot. See guys, here almost some 10 lines, more than 10 lines of code. Here only 4 lines of code. Let me just go back to the notes. Where is the notes? Yeah. Here, what you should do, you people should write the diagram number 1. That's it. Shall I start with the actual topic of Python? Are you people ready? Sorry, if we are ready or not, 100% you're going to teach. That's for sure. Okay, observe properly. One simple question I'll be asking. You please tell me the answer. Is Python a compiled or interpreted programming language? What is your answer? Is Python a compiled or interpreted? Think and answer. It's a very important interview question as well as in the examination also they'll be asking. Is Python compiled or interpreted? Some of them are telling both, some of them are telling Python, Java, Python, Java. Why Java will come? Oh, sorry guys, I made the chat visible to everyone. I think it will be disturbing for you people. Now I have just changed. Sorry for that. I know if chats are getting displayed on the console, you people might be getting distracted, right? Okay, great. Hybrid programming language, some of them are telling compiled, some of them are telling interpreted. First of all, in order to decide whether Python is a compiled or interpreted, don't you think you should be aware of what is compiled language and what is interpreted language? Yes or no? You people should be aware of what is compiled and what is interpreted language. Then you can decide which programming language is Python. And yesterday, one person in the call, she asked me, "Sir, I don't know anything about Python. Will you teach from scratch?" That's the reason Sandesh is famous. I'm not exaggerating the things. Trust me, if you are attending my class from scratch to the advanced level, I'll be teaching. I'll not be in a assumption, okay, he or she belongs to civil or he or she belongs to CS. They'll be knowing no. If you are a 10th standard student who is attending my class, if you're able to understand English from scratch, I'll teach. Is that fine? Okay, if you're aware of this, 100% no issues. Just attend the class. Initial 2 to 3 days, that's it. Okay. Now, first of all, you should be aware of what is the meaning of compilation or what is compiler you should get to know. Then you can decide whether Python is compiled or interpreted. First of all, you should get to know what is compiler and what is interpreter. Now, can someone tell me what is compiler, what is interpreter? Anyone in the class? Can you type in the chat box? What is compiler? What is interpreter? Then you can just tell me the answer, whether Python is a compiled or interpreted programming language. Take your time and type in the chat box. I'll be waiting for your answer. What is compiler? What is interpreter? It's a translator. Very good. It's a translator. A compiler is converts high level to machine level. Okay. What about interpreter? Okay, I'll teach you. Don't worry, I'll teach you. For that, first of all, you should aware of from where this term compilation interpretation came into picture. For that, I'll be explaining the history of the languages that got originated. That means I'll just tell history of languages, not the programming language. Trust me, it's a programming language itself, but history of languages. Initially, in order to write the code, what they used to use. Right now, in 2022, everybody are using high level programming language. That is, high level language is what we are using when it comes to Java, when it comes to Python. It's a high level programming language. What made them to invent high level programming language is very important. I'll be displaying in diagram number 2. I'll not be writing from scratch diagram number 2, but directly I'll write it. Just observe properly. You please tell me, guys, you have a computer or you have a laptop. In order to get the output, which is a very important component in computer or laptop, which will process the output, please think and answer. Which is a very important component. In laptop also it is there. In desktop also it will be there. Forget about laptop, desktop. In mobile also it is there. What is that? Have you heard about a hardware component called as microprocessor? Yes or no? Microprocessor or processor. Have you heard about that? Microprocessor is a device, hardware device, which will give you the output. But for this microprocessor, how you're going to provide the data is very important. But microprocessor is a semiconductor technology device. All the semiconductor technology device will understand only one language, not English, not Kannada, not Hindi. It will understand only one language called as binary language. What is the language that will be understood by microprocessor? Could you please repeat that in the chat box? What is the language? Binary language. Binary language is very simple, guys. If you provide the input in the form of zeros and ones, then microprocessor will understand that and it will give you the output. That's how the things will work. Now, let me display the diagram number 2. Please tell me whether you're able to observe diagram number 2 or not. Give me 1 minute. I'll just display the diagram. Where is this diagram? Now, if I start writing the diagram, then it might consume some time. That's the reason. As will that be fine if I display the diagram? Yes or no? Okay, could you people just give me 1 minute of time? I'm just checking where exactly the particular diagrams are there. Give me 1 minute. Somewhere. Okay. Give me 1 minute. I'm just searching for that. It was there, but where it went? Where is that diagram? Okay. Yes, I got it. Sorry for the delay. I'm really sorry. Are you people able to see the diagram? Just a minute. I'm just opening the diagram number two. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Are you able to see the diagram? Yes or no in the chat box? Please do respond. Are you able to see the diagram? I hope yes, right? Don't observe everything. I tell you. Don't observe everything. I'll tell you. Okay. Observe properly. As if I feel the diagram is very important, trust me, from scratch I'll write. It doesn't mean that it is not important. Less important, a basics. Okay. Microprocessor, see here, microprocessor, it's a semiconductor technology device. It will understand machine level language, or technically we'll call it as binary language, zeros and ones, from which we'll be able to get the output. Initially, as a developer in 1940s, why? Because the computer, all those things got invented in 1940s itself. They used to write the code in machine level language. For example, if they want to perform addition, like this, they used to write the code 10101010. Simply, I'm just taking an example. Sim- Similarly, if they want to do subtraction, they'll be writing the code like this 01010101. Then subtraction will happen. If you provide machine level language to the microprocessor, you will be able to get the output. Why? Because machine level language is what the microprocessor is expecting. That is what you are giving. You are also happy as a developer. Microprocessor is also happy. That's the reason you used to get the output. As days progressed, don't you think, as a human being, including me, we people are not designed, or our brains are not designed to remember the numbers? Yes or no? Please do respond. It is very difficult as a human being to remember the number. Sir, give me some examples, sir. How many of them in the class? You think and tell me yes or no. Whenever you bought a new SIM, don't you think you would have saved your number as my number in your mobile phone? Yes or no? You would have saved your number as my number. Have you done that? Now, whenever you buy a new SIM card, 100%, not everyone, some of them would have done that. Yes or no? Correct, right? If not, you tell me, can you remember all your family members as well as your relatives' phone number? You cannot do it, right? For example, you have 20 people in your family. Can you remember all 20 people phone number? 100% no, it's not possible as a human being. Same thing happened for them. They felt remembering the number or writing the code in machine level language as a very difficult task in 1940s. That's the reason they invented something called as ALL, assembly level language. If they want to perform addition, write some mnemonics. This is binary code. This is mnemonic. Technically, it is called as mnemonics. Add, sub, add for addition, sub for subtraction, mul for multiplication. Now think and answer. If we provide assembly level language as an input to the microprocessor, do you think we'll get the output? Yes or no in the chat box? If you provide assembly level language as the input, do you think you'll get the output? 100% no. Why, sir? Why? Because don't you think microprocessor will not be able to understand assembly level language? That is the reason one software they have invented. The name of the software happens to be assembler. What is the duty of assembler, if you ask me? Assembler is a software which will take assembly level language as the input, and it will convert it into machine level language where the microprocessor will understand. How many of them understood the definition of assembler? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you people able to understand the definition? Next, as days progressed, trust me, if you belong to EC department, then you would have had a lab called as microprocessor. Trust me, writing the code in assembly level language was also a bit difficult. That's the reason in 1960s, from 1960s onwards, they invented a new language style that happens to be high level language. Fine. High level language means the data would be there in the form of symbols. That means human understandable symbols and English like language. Along with the English, they have introduced symbols. For example, if they want to perform addition, use a symbol called as plus, minus for subtraction, star for multiplication, this forward slash symbol for division. If you consider the programming language like C, C++, Java, Python, whatever the language that is there in the market today, every language is using high level language, a combination of English and symbols. Now, you please think and answer. If you provide high level language as the input to the microprocessor, do you think we'll get the output? Yes or no? Directly, if you provide high level language as the input, do you think you'll get the output? 100% no, right? Why? Because microprocessor will not understand the high level language. That is the reason high level language should be converted to machine level language. That task will be done by compiler. From now onwards, if somebody is asking what is compiler, compiler is a system software. Assembler as well as compiler is a system software. When it comes to compiler, it is a system software which will take high level language as the input and convert it into machine level language where the microprocessor will understand and you will be able to get the output. Is that clear, guys? Now, how many of them understood what is assembler, what is compiler? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you able to understand? I want you people to respond in the chat box. I'll be writing in the highlighted color. Assembler. Let me reduce the font size. And here I would like to write this is assembler and this is compiler. I hope everybody are able to understand. From now onwards, if somebody is asking define assembler, define compiler, I hope you got the proper definition. In your own words, you can tell. But anyhow, I'll be giving the definition for that. And what is MLL, machine level language? What is ALL, assembly level language? What is HLL, high level language? What is BL, binary language? Now, please do one thing. Even though I'll take the screenshot, better you also take the screenshot. Nothing gonna happen. Guys, do you have the access for the drive link, whatever I have sent? I hope everybody will be having the access, right? Yes or no? One drive link I have sent. In that drive, I don't know whether you people are following the drive link or not. Notes is also there, diagrams is also there. I'll send you the link. After this diagram, I'll send you the link. I'll show you how the things has been uploaded there. Okay. Take the screenshot of diagram number 2. Please be very quick in taking the screenshot. Okay, hope that you have taken the screenshot. Now, let me just go back to the notes. As I'm here to explain whether Python is compiled or interpreted. Before that, you should understand history of language. Completely I have explained in diagram number 2. Now let me just give you some note points on that. Just a minute. You please tell me whether it is correct or not, whatever I have written. Assembler is a system software which takes assembly level language as the input and produces machine level language as the output. Compiler is a system software which takes high level language as the input and produces machine level language as the output. I hope everybody are able to understand. Yes or no? Please do respond. Are people able to understand? Now, as days progressed, compiler was not sufficient to convert the high level language into machine level language. That is the reason they invented one more system software called as interpreter. Basically, compiler and interpreter are used to convert a given high level language code into machine level. How many of them understood this one? So yeah, conversion of high level into machine level will be done using two softwares. So which are those two system softwares, sir? One is compiler, one is interpreter. Now got the clarity about what is compiler, what is interpreter. Still we'll tell the definition of that, but I hope you're able to understand. 20%. Are you able to understand 20%? Why basically compiler and interpreter got introduced to the market? Yes or no in the chat box? Yes, please do respond. Yes, when it comes to offline class, by seeing your eyeball movement, by seeing your head, you shake your head, right? If you're understanding, I get to know. Now, when it comes to online class, you have to respond yes or no in the chat box. I cannot make you to turn on the video because it's very uncomfortable for you also. I know that. Next, in order to convert the high level code into machine level code, we have two system software. This is system software. We have two system softwares. Which are those if you ask me? Compiler, interpreter. Now I'll speak more about compiler, more about interpreter. Let me just tell you, can you tell me whatever the definition that I have told is correct or not for compiler? Yes or no in the chat box? Yes or no? Yes, SM means system. I hope everybody are able to understand. SM means system. Compiler is a system software which converts high level language into machine level language. Yes or no? Please do respond. Similarly, shall I tell interpreter is a system software which converts high level language into machine level language? Yes or no? Sir, what sir? Same definition, sir. Some small alteration is there, my dear, I tell you. But don't you think this is a general definition of this? Yes or no? Sir, what is a small alteration, sir? That small alteration, I tell you, observe properly. Uh, shall I display one diagram for that? Is that clear? Shall I display one diagram? So that easily you'll understand the difference between compiler and interpreter. Ultimately, both of them are doing the same job. But if I write one diagram, you'll understand. Shall I display the diagram? Will that be fine? Yes, please do respond. Will that be fine? Okay, great. What's the diagram number? Could you people please do respond? What is the diagram number? 5. Yeah. Yes, what is the diagram number? I hope it is 3, right? As I know the diagram number. But why I will be asking you? Just to check whether you are attentive in the class or not. Okay, don't observe everything, whatever that has been displayed. Just observe whatever I'll be explaining. See, as a developer, you will be writing the high-level language. Correct, right? You will be writing the code. Technically, it is called as source code. That source code will be given, or high-level language will be given to compiler. Ultimately, the compiler duty is to convert it into machine-level language. But what will happen if you ask me? Observe properly so that you'll understand properly. Okay, observe. When it comes to high-level language, guys, what will happen? All the code, whatever the 3 lines of code that I have written, all these 3 lines of code will be taken by the compiler in a single shot. See here, compiler will take all the lines that are available within the source code in a single shot, and it will convert it into machine level language in a single shot. Is that clear for everyone? It will take the 3 lines of code in a single shot. It will convert in a single shot. Now I'll be writing single shot. Single shot means you know, right? What is the meaning of single shot? At a time. That's it. Nothing else. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. At a time. That's it. In a single shot, it will take. Later, uh, loader software will be there. You don't worry about that. Loader will be loading on the RAM. RAM and microprocessor will be interconnected, and you'll be getting the output. You don't worry much about this part. You don't worry much about this part. Always it will be the same. Next, sir, what about interpreter, sir? Assume that as a developer, you would have written the same lines of code. Assume that you have written 3 lines of code. If you give it to interpreter, ultimately the duty of interpreter is also to convert the given language into machine level language. No doubt about that. Here, the given language should be converted into machine level, no doubt about that. But how the conversion will happen, if you ask me, not in a single shot, rather, first line of code will be given to interpreter. It will convert the first line into machine level language. Once it is done, once the first line is done, then again the control will go to the code. Again, the control goes to high level code. Next, what will happen, sir? Again, second line will be given. It will take, it will convert. Again, the control will come. Third line it will take, it will convert. That means you tell me interpreter is a software which will convert the high level language into machine level, no doubt. Do you think in a single shot or line by line? This is very important one. Do you think single shot or line by line? Very good. Line by line, the conversion will happen. Is that clear? Now understood the difference between compiler and interpreter. Compilation is very simple, guys. It is a process of converting the given high-level language into machine-level language, where compiler software is used, and all the high-level code will be converted in a single shot. What is interpretation? Interpretation is a process of converting the high-level language into machine level, where interpreter software will be used, and the high-level language will be converted into machine-level language line by line. Later, if once the code is available on the, that is, once the all the machine level language code is there, loader will take in a single shot. It will load on the RAM. Always the data should be loaded on the RAM. RAM and microprocessor will be interconnected, and that machine level will be given to microprocessor. You'll be able to see the output in a single shot. Is that clear? Please do respond. Yes, I hope you are able to understand, right? Are you people able to understand? Yes, from scratch I'm teaching. Again, I'll repeat. Observe. Once I'll repeat. High level language should be converted to machine level. That is the duty of compiler. That is the duty of compiler. But compiler, what it will do, if you ask me, it will take the high level language code in a single shot. 3 lines, 10 lines, 15 lines, 100 line or 500 lines you write. All the line will be taken and converted in a single shot. That is what compiler will do. So what about interpreter, sir? You might write one line, two line, five line, thousand line. One by one, one by one, one by one, it will convert. Take, convert, take, convert, take, convert. Like this, it will do line by line. That is what the duty of interpreter. Now, is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone now? I hope it's diagram number 3, right? If I'm not wrong. Yes, you tell me. Do you want me to write the diagram from scratch, or some of the diagram if I show like this? Will that be fine? Yes or no in the chat box. Will that be fine if I show some of the diagram like this? Why? Because I don't want to waste your time. That's what in offline everybody does. Correct, right? That's what in offline everybody does. If they're writing something on the board, students will talk. 10 minutes will be wasted to write this diagram. But not everything I'll do like this. From scratch, I'll do it. Okay. Please take the screenshot of this. Take the screenshot. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now, let me just do one thing. Let me just come back to the notes. Where is the notes? Yeah. Are you people able to see the notes? I hope you are able to see the notes. Now, let me continue with the definition part. Okay, sir, what you'll continue, sir? Same thing. See here, when it comes to compiler and interpreter, I'll give the proper definition. So, what is the proper definition you'll give, sir? That's it. One chota line I'll add in a single shot. That's it. Here also, interpreter, one chota line I'll add. Sir, what you'll add, sir? By executing line by line. That's it. Now, read the definition. Compiler is a system software which converts high-level language into machine-level language in a single shot. Interpreter is a system software which converts high-level language into machine-level language by executing line by line. Above this, you people should write the diagram number 3. Is that clear for everyone? Is that clear? Please do respond. Now, one more definition also you got it. Sir, what is that, sir? If somebody is asking what is compilation, you can tell the definition. If somebody is asking what is interpretation, same thing, interpretation. Shall I tell like this, sir? What you will tell, sir? Observe properly how I'll be writing the definition. It is a process. It's a process of converting the given high level language into machine level language using compiler software, using compiler software, where the high level language will be converted into machine level language in a single shot. Now tell me, remembering the definition, don't by heart, guys. Do you think I have by hearted? Yes or no? Please tell me. Do you think I have by hearted the definition? Do I look like that I have by hearted? 100% no, guys. Trust me, if you attend one more batch, 100% same content, but is, was, that, this, all those things will change. Trust me. And that's the reason never ever in your life by heart, understand the content, then easily you can frame the definition. I'll copy this. I'll come back. I'll paste it. It is a process of converting the given high-level language into machine-level language using what software? You guide me. Using what software? Compiler or interpreter? Very good. Interpreter software, where the high-level language will be converted into machine-level language by executing line by line. That's it. That's the only difference. Now let's come back to our main topic. Is Python a compiled or interpreted programming language? Now I'll explain in detail. Please observe properly so that you'll also understand. Shall I start explaining? As this is very important. Now I'm telling. Whatever that I'll be teaching right now will be very, very important. Shall I start explaining? Okay, observe. I'll not display the diagram because I know this diagram is very important. Trust me, that's the reason I'll be writing the diagram from scratch. You people should guide me for that. Shall I start writing the diagram? It will take only 2 to 3 minutes or maximum 4 minutes. That's it. But if you guide in a proper way, I can wind up in as soon as possible. You please tell me, are you people able to see the whiteboard? I think, what's the diagram number? I think it's diagram number 4, right? Diagram number 4. As usually when it comes to my teaching, everyone will like because of diagrammatical approach and because of proper notes. Let me just come back here. Now let me just go back to the diagram number 4. You tell me first, as a developer, assume that you are a developer, guys. Assume that you are a developer. You are a developer. As a developer in 2022, using what language you'll be writing your code? Will you be writing in high level? Will you be writing in machine level? Or will you be writing in assembly level? You please guide me. In which level you'll be writing the language? In which language you'll be writing the code? Assume that Python. Let's take Python. In which language you'll be writing your code? I don't think you'll be writing in high level. I hope everybody are aware of that. You'll be writing the code in high level. Let's take this happens to be the high level language. Let me reduce the font size a bit. Okay, it's a high level language. Even more, I'll reduce the font size. I hope it's visible for everyone. Now what I'll do, I'll just tell this is a Python code. Assume that this is a Python code. I assume that I have written some 6 lines of Python code. I have written some 6 lines of Python code. Now, please think and answer. It's a high level language. That's the reason I'll just tell Python is a high level language. Here, I'll just tell this is a programming language called as Python. I'm speaking about Python. I'm least bothered about Java because I'm not teaching Java here. It's a programming language called as Python. Let me increase the font size a bit. I would like to change the color. A Python code is what you have written. Now, always in Python, what will happen if you ask me? This high level will be taken by some software. What is the ultimate goal that you people should be aware? Don't you think the ultimate goal is to give the piece of code for microprocessor so that we can get the output? That is what our ultimate goal. Yes or no in the chat box? That is what our ultimate goal. That's what our ultimate goal, right? In between, what will happen is what you have to understand. Later, you can decide whether Python is a compiled or interpreted. Sir, what will happen, sir? You tell me, guys. Before the code will be going to microprocessor, don't you think microprocessor and one device will be interconnected? What is the name of the device? That you tell me. What is the name of the device? The name of the device happens to be RAM. Don't you think within RAM, the data should be loaded? You tell me in which language the data should be loaded. That's very important. We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. In which language the data should be loaded on the RAM? Do you think high level or machine level? Very good. The data should be loaded on the RAM in machine level language. See, you are only telling the answer. Very good, very good. Why? Because microprocessor will understand only one language, that is high level language, that is machine level language. Assume that 6 lines of code, whatever you have written, has been converted like this. Simply, I'm just saying 10111. Yes, I'm just writing a random number. Fine. Please don't feel let's say exact conversion will happen. Why I'm writing this? Yeah. Okay, totally how many lines that I have written? Okay, I hope I have written 6 lines. Now tell me, is that clear for everyone when it comes to these 6 lines? Ultimately, this should be there. Correct, right? Now, in between, what will happen will decide Python is a compiled or interpreted programming language. Still, everybody will be in a dilemma that Python is interpreted, but trust me, Python is both compiled and interpreted. I'll show you. From the execution point of view, I'll agree with your point. Python is an interpreted programming language, but in reality, if you observe the internal architecture of Python, trust me, I can show you the official documentation. Don't refer some YouTube videos and all. Go with the official documentation that will be released by Python. Python is both compiled and interpreted. How, sir? If you ask me, one software will come into picture. Sir, what is the name of the software, sir? The name of the software is Python compiler. Python compiler. Python compiler. Now you please tell me, what is the duty of compiler? I hope everyone can tell the answer. What is the duty of compiler? Yes, please tell me the answer. What is the duty of compiler? You know what is compiler? Just now I have thought. What is the duty of compiler? Compiler duty is to convert the given high level language into what? Machine level language, the two in a single shot, But this is not only compiler, this is Python compiler. Are you getting my point? This is not a compiler, this is Python compiler. One feature is same. That means conversion will happen in a single shot, no doubt about that. See, all the high level code will be taken by this Python compiler, and it will convert it into something in a single shot, no doubt about that. See, in a single shot, it will convert. I'll just tell single shot, no doubt about that. Fine. But if you think machine high level language will be directly converted into machine level language by Python compiler, it is wrong. Why, sir? If it was a direct compiler, it would have converted a high level language into machine level language. I'll agree with your point. But what will happen? Because Python is platform independent, this feature makes Python platform independent. Which feature, sir? Which feature, if you ask me? High level language will not be converted into machine level. If you convert machine level, nothing can be done. Fine. Somebody cannot use your code. Rather, what will happen? It will convert the high level language into one more code. What is that code? Anybody in the class? Any idea? This is very, very important topic. Which code it will convert? Technically, we call it as bytecode, or some of them might be calling it as intermediate code. So yeah, intermediate code. Is that fine? Why it should be converting it into bytecode intermediate code? I'll speak later. 100% I'll speak. When it comes to platform independent, I'll speak. Why it has to be converted, I'll tell. But as of now, please try to understand. Python compiler will convert the high level language into bytecode in a single shot. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Same. Here also 6 lines will be there. I would like to copy this. I would like to paste it in a single shot. It will convert. No doubt about that. If you could ask me, sir, bytecode means what, sir? It's a combination of high level language plus machine level language. It's a combination where human being will not be able to understand that. In such a way it will convert. Sir, why it has to be converted in such a way that, sir? That I'll take care later. But as of now, I hope you're able to understand. It will convert the given high level language into bytecode in a single shot. Now tell me, if you give the bytecode to microprocessor, do you think bytecode will be understandable by microprocessor? Yes or no in the chat box? As I want you to respond. Do you think if I give the bytecode to microprocessor, do you think microprocessor will get the output? No, it will scold in dash dash language. Hey boss, I'll understand only machine level language. Why you are giving bytecode and all? That is the reason one more software will comes into a picture. Sir, this time what is the software name, sir? This time the software name happens to be interpreter, but it is not only interpreter, it is Python interpreter. Basically, you people know what is the duty of interpreter: converting the high level language into machine level line by line. But when it comes to Python interpreter, it will not take any high level language code. Why? Because already high level language has been converted into bytecode. The ultimate option of Python interpreter is to take the bytecode as the input, and it will convert it into machine level language where microprocessor will understand. Now tell me, do you think this will happen in a single shot or line by line? We'll see how many of them will understand. This will happen in a single shot or line by line. The basic feature of interpreter. Line by line it will take. Now, what is the software that is being used? As a Python interpreter, if you ask me? Python compiler, same software, but for Python interpreter, technically they would have given a name, guys. Sir, what is the name, sir? Python virtual machine. Python virtual machine. Is that clear? But we people in the industry will not use the full name because always as a software engineer, we want shortcut. That's the reason we'll call it as PVM. From now onwards, if somebody is speaking about PVM, you should understand it is nothing but a Python interpreter. Yes or no in the chat box? This is very important software, guys. Trust me, this is very important software. I would like to highlight that. PVM. PVM is nothing but a Python interpreter. That's it. I'll speak about in detail about the architecture of PVM. But as of now, something we have to observe. Sir, what we have to observe, sir? You please tell me. Right now, you people should tell me the answer. If you look at this part, Only this part if you look at. Let me just consider only this part. Wait a minute. Okay, if you just look at the left-hand side, whatever I have written, you please tell me what is Python? Is it a compilation that's happening or interpretation that's happening? Only left-hand side. Left-hand side, if you look at what is happening, you tell me the answer. So I hope you know. See how nicely you're only telling the answer. Very good. Already you have learned. That's the reason nicely you're telling the answer. Compilation. You know compilation process happening. Same thing. You please tell me if you look at the right hand side. If you look at the right hand side, what is happening? If you look at the right hand side, what is happening? Line by line. Sir, I want to see that compiled file, sir. I'll show it to you. Why you'll worry about that? I'll show it to you. I'll show the compiled file as well. Is that fine? Now, when it comes to Python file, the extension will be, assume that you would have named a Python file happens to be demo. The extension of Python file is like how you have for image, JPEG, one more format is there, I forgot that, PNG. Similarly, when it comes to Python, py. Is that fine? Assume that the file name you would have given happens to be py. Now, same thing here also, it is a compiled file. That is the reason it will be pyc. Is that clear? This is demo.machine level language. That's it. Now tell me, guys, how many of them understood? And can you tell me the answer? If you look at overall Python process, is that a compiled or interpreted, or is that both compiled and interpreted? Technically, if any programming language which is both compiled and interpreted, we will call it as hybrid. We'll call it as hybrid. Now tell me, what kind of programming language is Python? Now you should tell me the answer. I don't think it's a hybrid language. It's a hybrid language. Both compilation and interpretation will happen. But few people will tell Python is interpreted programming language. I'll agree with your point, but only from the execution point of view. That's it. In the interview, if they're asking whether Python is interpreted, yes, you should tell yes, Python is interpreted. I'm not saying no, but only from the execution point of view is what you have to mention clearly. Is that clear? Execution point of view. From the execution point of view, it's an interpreted programming language. But combiningly, if you take, it's both compiled and interpreted. What's the diagram number? Could you people please tell me the diagram number? I hope it's diagram number 4. Yes, you should tell me the answer. I hope I have. Let me revise by taking exactly 1 minute of time. Initially, high-level language is what you'll be rating as a developer, that to Python developer. The extension of Python file will be .py. That source code or high-level language code will be taken by Python compiler in a single shot, and it will convert it into bytecode or intermediate code, which is a combination of high-level language and machine-level language in a single shot. That's the reason this process is compilation. Next, this bytecode will be taken by Python interpreter, which is nothing but PVM, that is Python virtual machine. That will be converting, that is PVM will convert the given bytecode into machine level, line by line, line by line, line by line. Later, once it is loaded, it will be given to microprocessor so that we'll be able to see the output. That is the reason right hand side, there is execution point of view. Python is interpreted programming language. I hope everybody understood the basic foundation, how Python will work internally. Yes or no in the chat box. I want a genuine response. If you're not able to understand, respond no itself. As I hope I'm not boring you guys. I hope you're enjoying the session. Okay, now take the screenshot of diagram number 4. Please be very quick. Take the screenshot. Now, PVM is nothing but interpreter, Sapna. PVM is nothing but interpreter, Python interpreter, not vice versa. For example, Sandesh. Some of my friends will call Sandy. Some of my students will call Sandesh sir. Sandesh is also same. Sandy is also same. Sandesh sir is also same. Same. Python interpreter or PVM. Now you understood? You can call me however you want. Okay, great. Let me just do one thing. Let me just come back to the notes. I hope the diagram is clear for you. That is diagram number 4. Let me just come down. As no one I'm telling, soon after the class, you have to write the notes. That is today itself, you people should write the notes. Then whatever the time that I have invested, easily it is what I can tell that the purpose is served. Okay. Now let me just tell these things. Python is both compiled and interpreted programming language. In other words, it's a hybrid programming language. From the execution point of view, Python is interpreted programming language. That's it. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. Now, second question I'll be asking you, please think and answer. Which one is fast? You consider Python. You consider Python, or you consider Java, or you consider C. Which language is very fast in execution? Can you rate in terms of number? Which one is fast? No, no. Python, Java, C. You please write in the order. You please write in the order like this. For example, if you feel a Python is fast, you write Python first, Java second, C third, like that. Can you write in the chat box? Which one is very fast? Which one is very fast? No, no, I'm just speaking about Java, Python, C. Somebody are telling Angular and all. Angular is a framework. It's not a programming language, my dear. It's a framework. I'm not asking C++. Okay. Regarding this, will that be fine if I explain by writing the diagram? That is why, because you should understand. Don't you think you're investing your 4 to 5 months of time? Yes or no? You're investing your 4 to 5 months of precious time. The two prime slot you have given for me. I have to appreciate for that. Guys, trust me, from morning I was having a headache. Fine. From morning, I don't know what happened. The time I woke up because of cold, usually I'll get headache if it is very cold. Fine. It's cold and I went for jogging. That's the reason I might have got headache. Trust me, till 5 o'clock I was having a headache. And after 5 o'clock, my mind will tell, Sunday 6:30 class is there. Trust me, I enjoy taking the class. Many people will ask, Sandesh, you're working in some company and are you stressed? That guys, all the pressure or stress depends on how we're gonna take our job. I love doing teaching. I love doing teaching. You got my point? I have a passion towards that. That's the reason. Trust me, if I take the class, everything in my mind, if it is a headache, if it is something else, everything will be gone. That's how I enjoy the class. You tell me, do you think from starting, since I started, hello everyone, welcome to study online, till I conclude the session, don't you think my voice modulation would remain the same? Yes or no? My voice modulation would remain the same. Correct, right? Even if I'm explaining some simple topic or it might be a very big topic, my concentration, my explanation level will be same. Correct, right? That means if I'm having the dedication, you should also have the dedication. You have to attend the class exactly at 6:30. That's the reason. Tomorrow can expect everyone to join exactly at 6:25, 6:20 or 6:25. And please update your notes. That's very important. Please keep, please keep a 200 pages or better if you keep 300 page, whatever it may be. Please keep 200 page unruled long notebook. Write the notes. Sir, which one is fast? You didn't told, sir. In tomorrow's class, I'll tell. Now I'll be sending the attendance link. Please don't get exited from the session. Wait for 1 minute. I'll send the attendance link. Meanwhile, you can just read the definition once in your mind. Read the definition, whatever I have displayed there. Please read it. Guys, without attendance, please don't exit from the session. It's hardly a matter of 1 minute. One more thing, guys. Tomorrow, as well as day after tomorrow's class, also same credentials, same meeting ID password. So even though you'll be sending, sir, at least as a student, you should be aware of that. You tell me, guys, attendance code. What should I give for that attendance code? Shall I give Python is? Python is. You tell me what kind of language is Python? Same code is what I'll be giving. Python is. Is it compiled or interpreted or hybrid? Those who have attended the class can tell the answer. Very good. Python is hybrid language. I hope everybody are able to understand that. Give me 1 minute. I'm just preparing the attendance sheet. It's done. Is there anything? Guys, if you have any kind of queries, please do right there. 100% I'll address that. I'll give you a call and I'll just address all your queries. And many of the students would have missed today's class. Please inform your friends so that please don't take the advantage of giving the recorded video. Fine. You tell me, guys, watching the recorded video and attending the live class is having a difference? Yes or no? If you have some emergency, then go with the recorded. If not, you should not go with the recorded. Yes or no, the chat box. Yes, watching the live match and watching the highlights is different, right? That's the reason. Please, if you have time and if you don't have any personal or medical emergency, try to attend the class live. Okay, great. I'll be giving the attendance link in the chat. Just check whether it's the attendance link or not. Just know I have sent. Just check whether it is day 3 attendance link and you can start giving the attendance. Attendance code is Python is hybrid language. I want everybody to fill the attendance without fail. Okay, have you filled the attendance data? Okay, now please do observe. Are you able to see the drive? Let's please do a response. Are people able to see the drive link? Later, let it be there. Sapna, please do ping me in WhatsApp. Okay, observe guys. This drive link I have shared. In this, if you check it out, diagrams. Diagram number 1. See here, whatever I have done. Similarly, when it comes to day 2, 3 diagrams are there. All those 3 diagrams are uploaded. Like this today after the class, I'll be uploading day 3. Similarly, when it comes to notes section, you'll be having see here, day 1 notes, day 2 notes, day 3 notes. You download that or there only you just update the notes. Is that clear for everyone? I hope everybody are having this link. Do you have this link? Yes or no in the chat box? If not, please do ping to my WhatsApp number. I'll share it with you. If not, just know I have pinged in the chat. You can just click on that. Just know I have pinged. Still, I can see many of them would have not given their attendance. I don't know why. Still 20 to 30 people are yet to give the attendance. You have attended the class, right? And still 5 people told Python is compiled, interpreted. I don't know why. Everyone, please give your attendance without fail. And if you don't have the drive link, please do ping me in WhatsApp. I hope you are aware of my WhatsApp number. Are you aware of my WhatsApp number? Yes or no? I hope everybody are aware of my WhatsApp number, right? Recorded video on a daily basis I'm sending, right? I think day 1, day 2 I have sent. Day 3 also I'll send today. Just give me half an hour because it should render. Then I can send you the video. Will that be fine? Because I hope within 1 hour I have given enough knowledge. If you give me 1.5 hours, you can just imagine what kind of knowledge that I can give going ahead. This is just a basic or foundation. If if you want to build 10 floors, don't you think foundation should be proper? Yes or no? If you want to learn the advanced Python, Django, REST API, if you want to develop a real-time application, don't you think foundation should be proper? That's the reason. Initial 5 days demo class. Fine. Tomorrow I'll teach you how to install Python and how to install any of the editor and how to type the Python code and how to practice that. I'll start with the Python code tomorrow. Is that clear, guys? I hope you are aware of my number. If not, 8553531326. You can just ping me in WhatsApp. And one more thing, please inform all your friends those who wants to learn Python full stack. And if you genuinely feel, yes, what Sandesh is doing, I can understand and I can refer someone, you can do it. Is that clear? And yesterday I told the admission got started from yesterday. And if you want the admission details, it is there in the drive link only, guys. I hope you are able to see the drive link right here. In this drive link only, I have uploaded admission details. You can just download that file and you can just a minute. Okay, cool. You can just go for that admission details. Whichever the course that you want, you can just choose. And if you want to pay via credit card or if you want to do some bank transaction, you can just do it for my account. Please type properly. If you miss one number, instead of 01, if you tell 02, trust me, I'm not responsible. I'm only telling. Is that clear? Whenever you're doing, please cross check. If you're doing phone pay, that's fine. Why? Because you can enter the number and my image will be displayed, then you can send the amount. But if you're doing any bank transaction, send 100 rupees first to verify. Give me a call. You just ask me whether I received the amount or not. Then you just do the complete transaction. Is that clear, guys? I hope double cross check will happen. I don't want anyone to lose your money out of waste. Is that fine? Once you're done with the payment, fine. Once you're done with the payment for any of the courses, please send that screenshot to my WhatsApp number as well as for my mail ID so that you will get the receipt. Is that fine? Because even I have to pay GST for that. And one more person asked me, sir, what will be the duration of recorded video that you'll be giving in the website, sir? Guys, I'll tell you tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'll tell you regarding the website that I'm having as well as mobile application. From there, you can access the videos, notes from 5 days afterwards. You tell me, guys, is that possible for me to give the recorded video lifetime? Is that possible to give the recorded video for lifetime access? You tell me yes or no. You tell me yes or no. Is that possible for me? If you think possible, yes, I can. I'm not saying no. But trust me, guys, if a person purchases 10,000 rupees worth course, 30% I have to pay for the recorded video, that is website team as well as mobile application team. I have to pay 30% of the amount for 6 months. That's what usually they say. But I had an interaction with them and you will be getting the access for 8 months. You will be getting the access for 8 months. Even though if you want once again, please contact me. I can extend the access. If you're having a genuine reason, I can extend the access. Fine. The day I start the course, the day I'll enroll you for the online video access, you'll be having 8 months access. Is that fine? Please do respond. Sir, after 8 months, if I want extra 1 month, then you contact me 100%, I'll extend. But don't expect me to give lifetime. Is that fine? And if you get the access for website or mobile application, it should be accessed via only one device. One device of mobile phone that you're gonna tell me while registration and one laptop. That's it. Sir, I'll use from different mobile, different laptops, sir. I'll get a mail. Automatically, website team as well as mobile team will block your account if it is a paid course. Is that fine? Because instead of using the resources properly, people will try to misuse that. That's the reason. If you're trying to access more than 2 devices, automatically your account will be blocked. Again, please don't comment, tell me. If it is a genuine reason, again, I can just revoke the access. That's the reason. Please don't share the credentials with any of your friends because it's your parents' money that you have paid while doing the admission. And if you have some 10% respect towards the work that I'm doing, then don't do that. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Today only I'll upload the notes. I'll upload the notes. Please write the notes. Tomorrow at exactly what time we'll meet? Please tell me the time and we can just conclude the session. Tomorrow at what time? Please tell me the timings. I will start at 6:30, but I want you people to be there within 6:25 or 6:20. Last 10 minutes, you revise. Like how I'll revise, you revise. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll meet. Have a great day. Bye bye.